And welcome back, everybody. Joining us back here in the back lot, Mark and Lauren, and we are talking everything about the last two shows here for mainly Mozart. And Mark, to tell people a little bit about kind of the collection of artists and musical artists that will be here, again, that have been here, and what exactly goes on here behind the scenes.
So this is the Mainly Mozart All-Star Orchestra Festival, and it is just that. We have the top concert masters and principal players in North America, all performing on one stage. So it's people from the LA Phil, New York Met, Atlanta Symphony, Cleveland Orchestra, Tucson, all together performing as one. And this is really the only place in the country that you can get this.
And so for people who are maybe not aware, where is it that the performances take place? How can people maybe potentially even attend?
So the first three concerts were totally sold out. We are at the old Polo Fields, now the Del Mar Surf Cup Sports Park. It's about a mile east of the Del Mar Fairgrounds. And first three totally sold out. Last two were also totally sold out until a day ago. We've released 400 new Section B pods, and 4 people fit in one pod. So it's $15 per person, very affordable given the landscape, and you get 4 people in, so that's $60 total.
And for the people, again, also at home, with the art, being exposed to the type of, classical music that maybe not everybody is often exposed to, what would be kind of your, I don't want to say sales pitch, but kind of that influence there that you would say, hey, take a chance, take a listen, expose yourself to different arts?
Yeah, this is the most accessible way to do it that I've seen. And I've been around classical music all my life. It's outdoors, so you get to, if you need to use your cell phone light in the corner to look at the program notes, whatever, that's all fine. It's a little less stuffy than maybe an indoor venue sometimes can be. There are food vendors that you can go. There's a bar that you can grab. You can drink, eat, bring your own stuff during the show. It's all good stuff.
And Lauren, you came here all the way from Tucson, and you'll be playing as part of these shows as well too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so tell me, again, I don't want to come off as saying the wrong thing, but a violin, I'm assuming, right?
Absolutely.
And
yes.
so how long have you been playing?
Oh, well, I started playing when I was 3. I had my first lesson on my 3rd birthday, actually.
3?
Yes.
Okay, so,
yeah.
And then funny enough that you mentioned that, because you say 3 years old, and I was wondering how it is that a 3-year-old could hold a violin. Well,
yes.
We've got our answer here, Netta. Hope you're paying attention, because that is the small and mini violin that I was teasing you with earlier in the show. But seriously, for people also at home who maybe want to get their children exposed into classical music, you really can start as young as 2, 3, 4 years old even?
Yep, I was a lot smaller when I was 3, and that was about the size that worked for me. So a full-size violin doesn't get much bigger than this, but they kind of whittle down in sizes according to the child and the child size. So this looks like a 1/16 violin, which is what I started on.
What do you think is the most misunderstood or biggest misconception about classical music, but also classical instruments, like some of the string instruments that we see, as well as even maybe brass or just playing classical music?
Yeah, that's a good question. Mark already used the word stuffy, so I would kind of say that's probably the biggest stereotype, is that coming to a concert or hearing orchestras or just watching a sea of violins play on the stage is somehow stuffy. Like you have to kind of sit there in silence and not move, and that's just not the case. There are certainly elements of decorum and maybe politeness associated with concerts, but certainly with our outdoor venue here at Mainly Mozart, we just welcome everybody, and you can basically clap when you want, and we just want you to enjoy the show. We play in some ways what might be considered serious classical music, but we have a great time with it, and we always hope you do too.
Is there a piece that you enjoy playing, something that's your favorite?
Oh, that's hard to answer. It's sort of whatever's on the given day.
Right.
Tomorrow we perform Mozart's Requiem, which is a phenomenal piece of music, really profound and moving. And on Tuesday night we played the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto with this unbelievable soloist named Augustine Hadlich, and that was a highlight.
And then so for someone who's maybe new to listening to classical music, what is something that they should be listening for when they experience something like Mainly Mozart, when they're maybe listening to a piece or a score What is it that, because for so often with popular music, you're listening to lyrics, you're listening to words, but you know, with pieces like what Mozart composed, you're not getting the words, obviously. So is there something that people should be trying to tune into specifically? Or is it per piece?
Am I answering this?
Well, I would say as far as the musicology of it goes, she's probably the best to answer that. But as far as kind of knowing what you're getting from us, there's nothing like the orchestra that you're going to see on stage anywhere else in the country.
Yeah.
So you're really getting, you know, top versions of what these pieces are.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, my only answer would just be to really come and kind of see for yourself.
Yeah.
There isn't anything that I can necessarily say you should listen for, or you should watch for. It's just a really special treat, I think, to be here in San Diego because, again, we pull musicians from orchestras all over the country. And so that's why they call us this all-star orchestra. But I mean, it's really our pleasure to come and share the stage. I share the stage with friends of mine who are also unbelievably talented musicians, and we just have fun together.
Yeah.
So it's just a joy.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you both here with us, and if you will, we would love to hear a little bit of a piece here as we go out to break.
Absolutely.
Well, again, thank you so much, Lauren and Mark. And again, real quick for the folks at home, where can they go to check out, maybe even if they can't get in this weekend, but in the future?
mainlymozart.org or at mainlymozart on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Or you can call 619-239-0100.
Okay. Well, again, thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. And Netta, we're going to send it back to you.